Am I saying that? I'm going to mute my mic. Your business for now? Your business owners, early business owners. So we say I have 8 minutes to go. Hmm? Okay. Your business. Early business. Wow. Yang belong. Before you push it up, next time you come, you really why you and it also the reason why you should have people. I don't think that. How many people don't comfortable know this? What is my and that's it, man. No. Huh? No, I off the video. It's kind of like I don't know the laptop. It's fine already now. Close it down. Check your own. Maybe check your this thing. Check your forward it. Forward it. Now why? Yes, now why? You can start from where you stop. That is why. Good evening, business owners. Please let's wait for more people to join. Nobody is here yet. Let's go. You sound to the you sound to the like the high like this because we will not talk. Or I'm talking like this. Where I produced them before. We just talk and now you did okay. Okay. Dear business owners, elite business owners, you are welcome to today's live class. I'm very happy to be here. It's my pleasure to be here with you. And I want to tell you that before you boost another post or run another ad, you must hear this. Meta AI, not your interest targeting, is what determines either you get results or your ads will fail. And not just that, even when it comes to your social media pages, Meta AI is also what determines why some social media pages will grow and others remain invisible. But most business owners don't even know this. And that ignorance is the reason why their ads will continue to fail. So you know that two persons can post the same video. The video might be the same quality, the same write-up, everything the same. But at the end of the day, you realize that one person might be able to get like 200,000 views, when another person might just get only 12 views. I might be like, what really happened? What's the difference? What really makes the attendance is still small? Let's still wait for others to join. Let's wait for others to join, please. Let the attendance come up a bit. Okay. Okay, let's begin. Dear business owners, you are welcome to today's live class. In fact, I'm very glad to be here with you. It's my pleasure to be here with you. Before you boost another ad or even run an ad again, you must hear this. Meta's AI, not your interest targeting, is what decides either you get buyers or not, or either your ads bring results or not. And when it comes to social media pages soon, I also want you to know that Meta AI is what determines the reason why some social media pages will grow Why others, no matter how you post your content, it remains invisible. But the problem is that most business owners, they don't even know this. And that ignorance is the reason why they will continue to have depleted results, why their results will not be showing. Can you imagine that two persons can post the same video that have the same quality? The video whereby the captions, the write-up, the script was all the same. Do you know that one person may be able to get like 200,000 views, why another person might only get like 12 views? The same video. Then what happened? The reason is because of Meta AI. The machine behind Facebook and Instagram is what determines the content they want to make visible. So if your content, you post your reels, you post on your TikTok, or you can post on any social media, it's just that the algorithm is not able to determine who is on your business very well. So if you understand that, I also want to tell you again that you are welcome. You are welcome to today's live class. And if you stay with me to the end, you'll finally understand why your ads never reach the right people, why your page attracts the wrong audience, and why your content does not go viral. And you also understand how Meta's AI actually decides who sees your content. So, and I want you to listen carefully. I am not only here to talk about ads, I also want to talk about the content on your social media pages. Because your content is the first signal that Meta use to judge the kind of buyers you want. So if your ads, you are running your ads and not getting the results you want, it could also be that Meta does not really understand the kind of business you have. That means your social media pages is not able to actually explain the kind of business you are running. Because your ads only amplify what the machine already believes about you. Now, let me show you something else. What is Meta AI? Meta AI is the intelligence machine or engine controlling the visibility on Facebook and Instagram. So Meta AI, as people talk about, what is Meta AI? What is Meta AI? Is that engine, the brain behind Facebook and Instagram ads that'll be able to determine whether your content, whether your ads will be visible or not. So when you post content, when you post content, Meta AI studies how people interact with your posts and how those people Meta AI determines how people interact with your posts, how those people also behave around similar content. So what your video communicates in the first 3 to 5 seconds, the kind of audience your account keeps attracting, and even your captions, your verbal hooks, your keywords, your visuals, your tone, your messaging, and your overall behavior around your page. It studies all these to be able to understand your business very well. So be able to understand which of your content deserves more visibility, and also be able to understand what can help your pages, your ads to be able to grow very well. So based on what I just explained now, if you have been running ads or you have been posting on your social media pages, you are not getting people to actually, maybe you post your content on social media pages, but your content is not actually going viral. Can you reply on the chat box to tell us if you have ever felt the same? Just tell us on something on the chat box. If you have ever experienced posting on your social media pages, maybe on your reels, your Facebook reels, your Instagram reels, and you're not even getting any views that you want. That can be very frustrating, right? Now, What about when it comes to running ads? What does Meta AI study? When it comes to ads, Meta AI goes deeper. For instance, for the next slides, Meta AI, let's see what Meta AI does. When it comes to running ads, Meta AI makes use of different models like the behavioral analysis. It uses behavioral analysis to be able to decide how people act on your ad, how they react, engage with your content, the way people should comment, they like, and even share your ad. Also, Meta AI also uses predictive modeling, which is another model. It's used to determine who is likely to buy your product or your offer that you're advertising. Then the another model that Meta AI also uses is dynamic audience expansion, which is the Advantage Plus. It makes use of this to find high potential customers even outside your manual targeting. They study your content very well, the keywords in your videos to fully comprehend who your buyers are. Let me tell you something that happened a few days ago. I was setting up an ad for a client, and while I was doing that, I actually uploaded a video, the primary text, the headlines, and I'll be able to set up the ad. Then I have to scroll down to the previewed message. If you have been running ads, you understand, maybe user engagement ad, and you're sending, you want to send leads to WhatsApp or to messengers, you understand that it will be a preferred message for you. But that preferred message, there's always a default message that Meta gives. But that very day, after setting up all these things, while scrolling down, I later realized that even that preferred message, that Meta has already given a suggestion. And that kind of suggestion that was even given to me is not the same default message that is always there. They were able to give me a suggestion that matched perfectly with the type of ad I created. So that make me to think, like, how did Meta AI come to know the exact preferred message that will be able to be fitting to what the buyers need on that particular ad, on that particular product that was being advertised? So it makes me to pause and think, and that helps me to realize that truly Meta AI actually studies the words in your videos, your primary text, your headlines, so be able to understand your ad very well. And you know what? When that ad was finally launched, that ad went viral. Do you know that my client was able to spend just 3,000 naira on that ad, but was able to get more than 80 messages? And guess what? Many people patronized from my clients. So that is because Meta AI was able to get a good signal from the keywords in the videos, in the ad text, in the headlines. And that was able to help the Meta AI to be able to know the kind of buyers that particular ad needs, so that business owner needs. So that when you run ad, you'll be able to get the results you want, not being frustrated or not actually feeling bad because you're not actually getting the results you want. So that is to help us to see that Meta AI actually studies your ad very well to understand the kind of buyers to send to you. So the next question is, how did Meta AI actually where does Meta AI, where can we find Meta AI? That is another question I want you to think about. Where can we find Meta AI? Where does it live? Inside Facebook and Instagram. Meta AI lives on various places on Facebook and Instagram apps, but we're only going to discuss two ways. And the first one is that Meta AI can be found inside your Facebook page, the organic reach engine. So let me show you the next slide to tell you more about this. Okay, so Meta AI can actually be found inside your page, your organic reach. So it's able to determine your keywords. Okay, but Meta AI is able to actually know your content structure, your keywords, your storytelling, and the type of people that will engage with your ad. And that is why some pages will be able to get buyer attraction pages, while others might just be posting and not getting anything. That is for social media pages. But when it comes to ads, most of you might be asking, where can I find Meta AI inside my ads? If you have been setting up an ad, have you ever heard about Advantage Plus? That Advantage Plus is also another form of Meta AI. What does Advantage Plus does? Advantage Plus is something that actually helps you to know the kind of people that should be able to see your ad. You understand that before you are using your interest targeting. Your interest targeting, you're able to select your likes, be able to select the interest, the behaviors, demographics. But right now, the Advantage Plus is also be able to get to reach your ads even to more people beyond your interest targeting. So that is why we should be able to understand that why setting up an ad, we should be able to provide a very good keywords, a very good signal to our ads that will help that ad to be able to do well. Because Meta AI will be able to understand, because Meta AI will help us to be able to understand the best audience for that ad, the best placement for the ad, the best creative combination, and even the version of your video that will convert best. So it will be able to study all these things using the model we have discussed, the behavioral model, using the behavioral model, and also talking about other models like the Advantage Plus, to be able to determine the kind of people, the kind of buyers that you need in your ad. So that means when setting up your ad, you should be able to take your time carefully to plan the right talk to ensure that Meta AI be able to understand your buyers very well. So if you are still here, you can drop your comment and let's talk about more about a big question which I would like to ask you right now. And the question is all about, now we're talking about Meta AI. The Meta AI can help you to actually grow your social media pages, your Facebook and your Instagram. And Meta AI can also help you for your ads, that your ads will be able to do very well because your ad will be able to show to the right buyers. Now the question now is, does it mean that your interest target is no longer important? When we talk about your interest targeting, we are talking about the behaviors, the entry demographic that actually select. Does it mean that they're no longer important? The answer is that they are also important. There is something a lot of people say. They will tell you that right now you don't need to set any interest targeting. Just publish your ad goes live, that is enough. But the answer is it is totally wrong. Do you know that as a new person, if you're running ads, you don't have enough page history, you don't have enough ad history? How will Meta AI be able to know the kind of buyers that you have? When your social media page is empty, it does not be able to actually engage with more people. No, people have not really actually engaged more with social media pages. So at that moment, it cannot actually be able to know the kind of buyers you really have. So this means that you need to provide good audience suggestions to Meta AI. Your audience suggestions should be able to guide Meta AI to be able to know the kind of buyers that you need, the kind of buyers that be able to actually come and message you. So when setting up an ad, you should be able to determine who is your buyer very well, because it's only when you understand your buyer that you'll be able to actually provide good suggestions to Meta AI through your interest targeting. So you should understand that your interest targeting is still very, very important. The same way Meta AI is also important. So as a beginner, if you're not be running ads very well, also try and understand that you need to be making use of your interest target to do what? To add suggestions to Meta AI. Your interest target is not what decides who is your buyer. No. What decides who is your buyer is Meta AI. But your interest target is able to provide good suggestions to Meta AI so that your ads will be shown to the right audience. Because if you not do that, you know the consequences? The consequences is that Meta AI be testing around various audiences. It will check this audience to be able to know the kind of people that will engage with your ad. And by the time you must have spent your money that you might have used to run ad for 1 week, it will not spend your ad budget for 1 week, maybe 30,000 just to be testing various audiences. And then you will say that, my ads no work. So you can say that is very frustrating. But when you provide a good audience suggestions to Meta, Meta be able to know, okay, these are the kind of people that will need to see your ad. And that will guide Meta to be able to do a very good job for you. But how can you know a good suggestion to provide to Meta AI if you don't understand who is your buyers? So that means it's very imperative for you to be able to know your buyers very well, to know your buyers very, very well. So you must understand who is your buyer. Many people feel that when it comes to running ads, that anybody who likes their ad is their buyer, but it does not work that way. It's not everybody who likes your product to be able to afford it. Some persons may like your product, they will message you, they'll say, I love this, but I don't have the money now. Okay, I will get back to you. Is that person really your buyer? Not at all. If you have 20 people message you telling the same thing, that means you have achieved not making any sales in your ad. So that means you have to understand who are those people that be able to buy your products very well. And that is what we are also going to teach you in our next upcoming class. You're going to understand how can you know your buyers very well. In fact, that class is going to blow your mind. Be able to understand what are the things you need to know. How can you know, understand be able to understand the psychology of your buyers? Because by the time you understand who is your buyer, be able to know their tone, the language we use, the expression, that be able to move them, that we're able to make your buyer to desire buying your products, that they will feel like, I need to own this product. So it's important you understand who is your buyer. And this is exactly what we are going to teach you in our upcoming premium class. And that class is not entirely free. It just requires just a token from you to be able to understand who is your buyer very well, and also be able to understand how can you provide a good audience suggestions to Meta AI. If you understand these two things, understand and provide a good suggestions to your keywords, your primary text, your headline, and to your videos, and also understand how to provide a good interest, behaviors, and demographic suggestions to Meta AI, your ads will reach to the right buyers. So that when others are complaining they are not making sales, you are posting sold out. Who does not want that? We are going to provide you detailed information about this upcoming class in your WhatsApp group. So in our WhatsApp group, expect to get to know more information about this upcoming class. I'm going to discuss with you to know the medium we're going to use for this class, so that all of you can join this class and enjoy it, so we can actually be able to interact with it. Okay? And that does not end there. That does not mean that when we offer this premium class, we will stop teaching you. No. Do you know what? We are going to be having classes with you every Wednesday, free classes. Every Wednesday, free class, we're going to be teaching you things you need to know so that you'll be able to understand how art works. You should even be able to understand how to create your own art by yourself, so that your art be able to achieve a maximum result you want. We want you to grow. We want you to succeed. We want you to excel. And for you to achieve that, we have to actually teach you thoroughly. But we need something from you, which is your participation. We want you to avail your time to be able to be attending these classes, like be able to understand how you can run a profitable ads that will bring good results for you. So I want to thank you so much for those people who attended this class. And we're going to discuss more in the group so we can take some questions, an interactive session that will help us to actually understand ourselves very well. Thank you so much for joining today's class, and remain blessed.